Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I want to talk about something that personally I didn't see coming, but this is the addition of some of the Recolored challenge mode sets to Mist Open Air Classic. So just as a reminder, in Mist Open Air, you were able to get these really cool time-limited challenge mode sets that were specific to each class. And the way you were getting them was by simply doing the gold completion of the challenge modes for all the different dungeons of Mist Open Area. And these different sets have been removed from the game since then, and they are, in my opinion, some of the coolest sets that we've been able to get. Also, some of the sets with the best class fantasy, in my opinion. And as a result, players have been asking for years and years and years to get these different sets again in the game. And with Mist Open Air Remix, a lot of players thought that we would be able to get our hands on some of these sets again, but that wasn't the case. And then some players also thought that maybe we would be able to get some of the existing recolored versions of the set that were in the game's files since Mist Open Area, but sadly that was not the case either. But now, Blizzard apparently is planning to release these recolored sets with Mist Open Air Classic, because as you can see, these Platinum Challenge Mode sets have been data mined for the Phase 3 of Mist Open Air Classic. So again, this is something that is not fully confirmed yet, but apparently it will be purchasable with Platinum coins. And so let's say it's like 98% confirmed that these sets will actually make it into the game, but only on Classic realms. Personally, before I show you these different sets, I think this is something that doesn't really make a lot of sense because Classic WoW is supposed to be classic, and Blizzard is adding more and more classic specific rewards. But in my opinion, these should also be available in Retail WoW because again, classic is just another version of Retail WoW. And so, in my opinion, these different sets, same as all the different unique rewards from Classic, should be things that you can unlock in Classic and then also use in Retail WoW, similar to, for instance, the different remix events. So for me, I think having these added but only in Classic is kind of insulting to all the players who have been asking for these sets for so long. And I really hope that at some point Blizzard is going to consider adding ways for some of these classic exclusive loot to also become available in Retail WoW. So now let's just have a look at these different sets. So first we have the Death Knight set. So again, the original one was this blue version right here, which I think looks really good. So here you will basically be able to get this red and orange version, which personally I'm not a big fan of. And then you also have the green version. So here this is also the version of the class overall set that you were able to get in Legion. And that is basically just one version of these different sets, but not with all the different details. So something a little bit less cool. So players didn't lose the uniqueness of the challenge mode sets when they were getting these different sets from the different class overalls in Legion. So yeah, overall, I think these two are not as cool as the original one, but at least it's new colors available. And yeah, I'm sure some of you who are playing Classic will be happy to also get their hands on these new colors. Then after that, we have the Druid one. So here again, as a reminder, this was the original one, which again, I think looks really awesome. So here we have first this purple-blue version, which I think looks pretty cool. And then we have this other one. So again, here, this is the same color scheme as the lower version from the class overall for Druids. I think this one works pretty well as well, but again, it's maybe a little bit more similar to the original one. So I think this one might be even more interesting. But yeah, both of them are really nice. Then after that, we have the Hunter set. So here, these ones actually are brand new because I never saw this one before. And I think this color scheme looks really, really awesome. Again, here, the original one was this set right here. So you have this purple glowing effect right here, and I just love the colors overall on the set. And then you also have this other version, which was the version from Legion, which I think is okay, but definitely not as cool as this one right here. Then after that, we have the Mage set. So this one is one of the most iconic sets from the challenge mode sets. As you can see, this is the original version right here. And then we have this other one. So it's still very similar in my opinion. I feel like the colors are still like kind of the same. And then we also have this other one, which is a little bit more different, a little more unique. And I do like this one more. I think this is a pretty cool version of the Mage set. After that, we have the Monk set. So here, this is definitely different than the original one. As you can see, this was the original Monk set right here. So this time, this one is a little more dark. And then we also have this one, which is green. Personally, the green one, I'm sadly not a big fan of. I just don't really like the color on this one, but I think the dark one is pretty cool overall. So definitely something that I would consider a pretty cool set. Then we have the Paladin sets. I mean, these ones are just completely out of this world. They're absolutely amazing. Again, this was the original one, which is also one of the coolest sets in the game, even till this day. And then we have these two other colors, which are both absolutely insane. So first we have the silver and yellow/gold version, which I think works super well together. And then after that, we have the red version, which is one of the coolest things I've seen in WoW ever. I think this is really awesome. And here they didn't use actually the color from Legion, which was basically just an orange version that was definitely not as cool. So these two are definitely the best ones in my opinion. And definitely something that I hope for Paladins we will be able to get also in Retail WoW because these are absolutely amazing. Then after that, we have the Priest set. So here again, the original one was this set right here, which again is a really nice model. And then we have the red and purple version, which I actually really like. It reminds me a lot of BFA, the Tide Sage sets and everything. So I do like these colors a lot, especially for Priest. And then we also have this other variant. I'm really less of a fan, but I still like it because the colors are pretty vibrant and it's very different compared to the original one. So all in all, I think the Priest one is also pretty good. Then we have the Rock set, another really insane set in my opinion. So here, again, this is the original one, but it's not working for some reason. But here, as you can see, we have a darker version available. And then we also have this a little bit wider version. But for me, this one is definitely not as cool than the original one. And this one is not too bad, but similar, not as good as the original one. And then after that, we have the Shaman set. So here again, this is a really nice recolored version. This is the green version, which I think works very well, especially right now with Legion Remix, everything. A lot of players are enjoying the Fel aesthetic, and so this set feels perfect for that. And then we also have the blue version. So this was the version from Legion, and I think it works really well. And then again, just as a reminder, here it was this original color that you were able to get. You cannot really see, but it was the red version. So for Shamans, I think it's also a pretty big win. Then for Warlocks, we have the orange version and also the purple version. So this is the version from Legion right here, and I think it works really well, especially with the Warlock class. And then I also really like the orange version. I think both of them are super cool. Here, the original one was, of course, the green version, but I do think these two are also really awesome. And then after that, we have the warrior sets. So here we have first this red and a little bit golden set, which I think works super well with this model. And then we also have this gold and blue version. And personally, I love both of them. I think both of them are great. And I just love these new colors for the warrior set a lot. So yeah, these are all the different recolored version of these different challenge mode sets that apparently players will be able to get in Mist of Pandaria Classic. And personally, it makes me a little bit mad because I really hope we will be able to also get them in Retail WoW. And even if it requires you to actually play classic in order to get them, I think that would be fair, but at least give us the opportunity to also unlock them in Retail WoW. So let me know in the comments what you think about all these different sets, and especially about the fact that Blizzard is bringing these different recorded versions into the game. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime I wish you all a great day. Bye!